Welcome to our Sacred Symmetry series.
Right to be here. Just a quick note, if you're new here and maybe haven't heard about chiastic structures or, our cross-validation methodology.
Yeah, episodes 1 and 2 are probably the best place to start for that background.
Definitely. They lay the groundwork,
Mm.
but even if you're jumping in now, I think you'll catch on pretty quick to what we're finding.
Absolutely.
So last time, we talked about the gold standard. Remember, 1 Nephi chapter 3, verse 7.
Right, that perfect 6 out of 6 convergence. It really showed the power of the divine preparation principle and set the stage for our analysis.
Exactly. It established the method. And today, we're sticking with 1 Nephi, but looking at patterns that are, let's say, almost as strong.
Okay, so what have we got?
We've got two proposed patterns with a strong 5 out of 6 convergence score.
Mm.
And then something really fascinating the AI dug up.
AI only. Interesting. And what's the theme connecting these?
It's striking, really. They all seem to converge right on Christ and divine revelation. It's quite profound when you see it laid out.
All right, let's dive in. What's the first strong confidence pattern?
Okay, so this one covers Nephi's big vision. 1 Nephi chapters 11 through 14. It's a really detailed account.
That whole sweep of vision, yeah. How does the structure look? What's the proposed pattern?
Well, if you look at the slide on screen, you can see it starts with Nephi asking for the vision, getting prepared. 1 Nephi chapter 11, verses 1 through 6.
Okay.
Then it moves into symbols, the tree of life, the love of God.
Mm.
That's verses 7 through 25. Then Christ's birth and ministry.
Verses 26 through 33. And the center.
The center, the absolute pivot point of this whole proposed structure is Christ's crucifixion and atonement, specifically highlighted there in 1 Nephi chapter 11, verses 32 and 33.
Wow. So everything hinges on that moment.
It seems that way, yes.
Yeah.
The structure then mirrors back out. It covers the apostles, the early church, then the opposition, the great and abominable church, and finally, Nephi sort of processing and understanding it all.
So the vision itself is structured chiastically around the atonement. That gives it incredible weight.
It really does. It suggests that understanding Christ's sacrifice is key to understanding everything else in that revelation.
Okay, that's powerful. What's the second 5 out of 6 pattern?
This one zooms out, way out. We're proposing a structure for the entire book of 1 Nephi.
The whole book? Seriously, that's ambitious.
It is, but again, the analysis suggests a coherent structure. It starts, naturally, with leaving Jerusalem, the family dynamics in chapters 1 and 2.
Makes sense.
Then the brass plates mission, chapters 3 to 5. The journey starting in the desert, chapters 6 and 7. Then Lehi's vision and more family splits in chapters 8 through 10.
Okay, following the narrative flow, so what's the center of this massive structure?
The proposed center here is Nephi's great vision and revelations. Basically, the entire section we just discussed, plus a bit more 1 Nephi chapters 11 through 15.
So the macro structure of the whole book points to Nephi's core revelatory experience as its centerpiece.
That's what the pattern suggests. And then it mirrors back. More family conflict, the journey continuing, adding records and prophecies like Isaiah, and finally landing in the Promised Land in chapter 22.
It really paints Revelation not just as an event, but as the organizing principle for their entire journey.
Precisely. Now, odd that AI discovery. This one's really intriguing.
The one only the AI found. Tell me about it.
Yeah, our Amazon Q full setup, our AI tool, flagged a pattern in 1 Nephi chapters 19 through 22. It seems Nephi didn't just sprinkle in Isaiah quotes randomly when talking about the plates and prophecies. The AI suggests he structured his use of Isaiah chiastically.
Whoa, okay, how?
The proposed pattern starts with Nephi stating his purpose in chapter 19, verse 3, then prophecies of Christ's suffering, then introducing Isaiah more formally, then the scattering of Israel.
Okay.
And right at the heart, Christ as the suffering servant and redeemer. This is where he pulls in those heavy-hitting Isaiah 53 quotes.
So he built a structure around the prophecies of the atonement using Isaiah.
That seems to be the implication, then it mirrors back. Restoration and gathering, applying Isaiah's words, explaining redemption through Christ, and ending with his own testimony in chapter 22, verse 29.
That's not just quoting, that's like deep literary architecture, making the atonement the absolute focal point.
Exactly. It suggests a very deliberate composition. And what's amazing, really, is seeing all three proposed patterns. The vision, the whole book, this Isaiah integration, all coding intensely towards Christ and revelation as the core message.
That convergence is pretty stunning. It feels intentional.
The consistency is certainly compelling. It really underscores how central Christ is to the entire narrative structure, not just the explicit teachings.
So for you listening, think about that. How divine revelation, especially about Christ, can be the thing that organizes and gives meaning to everything else in life. It's the center that holds it all together.
Well put. And next time, in episode 4, we're going to shift gears slightly and look at patterns related to divine help in seemingly impossible situations. Think getting the brass plates, building the ship.
Sounds great. Okay, so for your homework this time, grab your scriptures and read 1 Nephi chapters 19 through 22. See if you can spot that proposed AI-discovered structure.
Yeah, look for how Nephi seems to arrange those Isaiah passages. Does it feel like a deliberate framing of Christ as the suffering servant?
What does that suggest to you about how he wrote his record? Was it just quoting or something more? Let us know what you think. See you next time.